What's up, everyone? This is Tech Trooper 64, and today we're going to be having a discussion about the brand new Pokemon games that might be revealed in one day, actually. So, tomorrow there will be a Pokemon Direct happening about these new Pokemon games. Now, we don't have an idea of what the titles are, however, we do have a leak that I'll leave a link in the description below that was found about the trademark of these two games, that these might be the next generation Pokemon games. And these games are Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon editions separately. Now, these two editions, all we have are the logos, which I will be showing in the thumbnail. And that's all we know about them. And tomorrow, Nintendo will be hosting a Pokemon Direct to last for only 5 minutes. Now, there are some different times on when it's going to be. So I believe the Western time for the United States will be 7 o'clock in the morning. And for the Eastern side, it will be 8 o'clock in the morning. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that is the time. So here with me, I do have my brother, who he might be starting a YouTube channel about Pokemon Let's Plays, but he's not sure yet, so I don't have a username. But once I do, I will update the video and I will add a link in the description below. Now, me and him, we've been huge Pokemon fans. On day one of every Pokemon game, we've bought it on day one, and we've had every Pokemon game since then. So, without further ado, me and my brother, we're going to talk about this new Pokemon game. So, I'll let him introduce himself.
Hello there, YouTube. So my name is Francois Sad. I'm not gonna say where I live because that's messed up. But yeah, so like you said earlier, we're big fans of Pokemon, and although I am thinking about a YouTube channel, just because I have a very busy life, I have a job, school, soccer, and I'm very busy. But soccer, I always manage to fit it in because soccer. I meant Pokemon. I always fit Pokemon in my time, and we've been playing it ever since probably Fire Red and Leaf Green. Yeah, quite a ways, but still to other people might sound like not much. But, that's what I started at. I did play the old games, too. I did play Red, Blue. I did not play Gold and Silver because it's so hard to get a copy of those, and they're expensive, too. But needless to say, we're fans of Pokemon. And when I was on my way to work, he called me early in the morning. I think this was at 11 a.m., and he was on his way to school. And he told me that IGN, or not IGN, some European website, I don't know exactly what he told me. He did tell me that Pokemon titles sort of were released, and they had like a whole sale listing. And I was like thinking, okay, it's fake, we've seen so many of these and they're fake, and it's probably not real. Just because there's a direct the next day, it's probably fake. And then when I took a look at them, I realized, oh shit, they're really close to being really, really similar. So we're going to give a little bit of our opinion. We're also going to explain if you don't know. So I'll just get started here. The titles of these trademarks were Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon. Obviously, you can imagine it's most likely a new generation because their titles don't really have any connection. Because I do have the titles of every Pokemon game, and then you look at them, I can remember them on top of my head. All I'm just saying is that they don't have any form of connection with any of these. Although there are, and even in the games too, there's nothing showing Big Sun or Night or any references like that, right?
Yeah, no, there's nothing like that at all. The only thing that I could say is that the font that's used is very similar to Pokemon Black and White's font. If you actually go look at the box of Pokemon Black and White and you compare it to the text shown in for Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon, the pictures, which I might show up on screen right now. You can see that the font is very similar and that it glues together with the Pokemon title like very well. So that's the only connection I see. But other than the font, we will just have to wait and see until tomorrow's trailer. One thing I did find that's kind of relative is that it did show like a small logo of the moon and the sun beside these Pokemon logos, which is kind of reminiscent of Heart Gold and Soul Silver for the DS, the Gen 2 remakes for the Nintendo DS that had like the heart logo and the soul logo right beside those. And that's what I noticed. What do you have to say about that, Fons?
Yeah, it's very true. They are very similar in each ways, but then again, this can just be just a Pokemon thing. They just want to go with that format. But to be honest, like I just want to fist in this. I know it really doesn't have much to do with it, but I think that Pokemon and Nintendo, I guess, if they have something really serious to do, they have to get a more of a grab on, like a more better of a grip on the control of leaks, because I feel like it's not that frustrating, but I think a lot of us can relate that X and Y had way too many leaks, and I do not want this to happen because Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, it's a little okay if those get leaked because, they're just remakes, we can really expect from those games. But one X and Y, and I think everybody can really remember, is the games were leaked really badly. One guy specifically was like, he had like a whole, I wasn't sure if it was like a Reddit page or what was it exactly, but he did release a lot of information, that's all. And I think that I hope this doesn't what happened, but I am very excited these are real because, like you said, there's it has very special writing, very similar of a font to Black and White, and the game, like I don't know why, but like the cover just makes you want to think, oh, this game's gonna be good, especially because it has the Pokemon name in it, right? So that's what I think.
So, another thing that just been noticing now is that this game, like when you think about it, hold on for a second, just think about this really quick, that this game has a lot more connection with Black and White than we think. Because let's compare with the Nintendo DS Pokemon games and the Nintendo 3DS Pokemon games. With the Nintendo DS, there was Diamond and Pearl, and that was the breakthrough into a new generation of Pokemon, a new region, stuff like that. And then there was the third version, and granted, we didn't get that with X and Y, I'll admit that. But with we also got remakes with the DS Pokemon games. We got Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which was the remakes of the Gen 2 games. But then, what did we get in the Gen 6 era with X and Y? We got Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which are ideally remakes for Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, respectively, from Gen 3. So, what's the next step? In Pokemon, the Nintendo DS games of Pokemon, we had a brand new region, and we had one Pokemon that was leaked prematurely, or not leaked, but was revealed prematurely before the games were released. And what Pokemon was that? If you guys remember correctly, it was Zoroark and Zorua. Back when Heart Gold and Soul Silver were still new, Zorua and Zoroark were released as a brand new Pokemon. It wasn't part of Johto, it wasn't part of Sinnoh, and we didn't know where they were from. So then when Black and White came in, it made more sense because then Black and White had Zorua and Zoroark in their Pokedex. Now, what does that have to do with Pokemon Moon and Sun, if those are the titles? Think about this. A Pokemon was revealed recently that is a prematurely leaked Pokemon revealed as the face of Gen 7, let's say, if it is Gen 7. Her name was Magearna, and that this Pokemon kind of just shows what this new game is. And it's like, hey, this Pokemon is part of the Pokedex of this brand new game, and you can see that Magearna will be part of this new game. It's just something I'm noticing that Black and White did it, and they're doing the same thing with this. Now, another thing I'm noticing is that it's a good move for Nintendo to do this, to make another generation on the 3DS, because look at the DS. The DS sold so well like it did, I think anyways, only because there was a new Pokemon generation to hold with it. So then I was like, okay, I need to buy a DS to play the new generation of Pokemon, and people will think like that too for the 3DS. What do you think about that, Foss?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's very true. The game is very. I guess it's true when you think about the timeline with DS Pokemon games. Anyway, yeah, it's quite true. But I do think it's a good move. By the way, just for everybody to know, if you don't know already, all of this Pokemon Direct, which I don't know if we actually already mentioned, but there's getting like a whole Pokemon specific like Direct thing for it, and go check it out. I don't exactly know when the times are because nobody's really being specific about it. Go check IGN because I'm pretty sure they're very on point with it. Cerebi, they don't give exact like Pacific stuff like that, so I don't really know. But there is going to be a Direct, so if you want to confirm any of this information, you better go over there and check it out. But yeah, I do think that it's which is tomorrow. But I do definitely think this is very good, and I'm very excited because, of course, a new generation of Pokemon is always very well. A lot of people were scared for X and Y because I'll admit it wasn't bad. It's just that there were certain things that were done nobody really liked. I didn't like many of the Pokemon from X and Y neither. And I don't know. It's just that that's how I thought about the game. But yeah, I think it's going to be a very good move. And yeah, so that's pretty much it.
Well, anyways, there wasn't very much to talk about in this video, except for just, make some connections to Pokemon Black and White. on the Nintendo DS. But all I can say is, like, and if it's true that this game has a lot of connections to Black and White, think about what Black and White did for the Nintendo DS. It made the DS look like a very good looking console in terms of graphics and everything, because look at like search up Pokemon Black and White cutscenes. You'll see that the cutscenes are in full rendered 3D, and if that's the case that we'll see with Pokemon Sun and Moon, it'll be really cool to see if we'll have some of these nice good looking cutscenes. And I'm not saying that the cutscenes in X and Y are bad, but I'm saying like maybe we might see better than that. Like we might see a very cool looking cutscenes. And one more thing I want to just really point out is, and someone said it too, notice how there's a change in the titling with Pokemon X and Y referring to the coordinates of Pokemon X and Y. That maybe Pokemon Sun and Moon might be new 3DS exclusives, which means it'll be like Xenoblade Chronicles 3D, in which you can only play it if you own a new Nintendo 3DS or a new Nintendo 3DS XL system. Now, me and my brother, we already own a new Nintendo 3DS and a new Nintendo 3DS XL system, so it doesn't matter. But if it did happen, this would explain a lot more about why there's a name change, and it would coordinate well with Pokemon Black and White, because Black and White were developed as mostly DSi, better to play on DSi games. Like, you'll get more advantages if you play on a DSi rather than a DS, and it's true. So with that being said, me and my brother, it's been a 12-minute video, so we won't keep you guys. I will make an updated video tomorrow if there's something to report on these new Pokemon games when the Direct comes out tomorrow. So yeah, make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Possibly, you want to say something before we go?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, make sure to check that Direct out tomorrow, and hopefully it's a good Pokemon game. So thanks for watching, and like all the stuff you already said, and yeah, bye.